guys, it's Patricia from Yarny Cat Crochet. I've got my cup of Maxwell House dark silk coffee with Coffee Mate coconut creamer. I'm not sponsored by either. I just like those coffees and creamers. I get Folgers black silk mixed with Maxwell House's dark silk. But both of those I like a lot, either brand, red or blue. But the last one I bought was the dark silk by Maxwell House. And I keep getting them mixed up when I talk about them. It's so good. It's in my thankful, grateful, blessed mug. And I feel like I'm all three because I have a wonderful family. Wonderful God and wonderful viewers and something to do, which is awesome. You need a purpose in this world, you know. But the reason why I got on here is to crochet and chat. So I'm gonna get my crochet out. I'm gonna put my cup down after I take one more swig. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am such a coffee fiend, but I'm trying to break it down to just 2 cups a day and wear my second cup in, and I feel like I drink 5 more, but I'm gonna be good. I literally used to drink coffee from sun up to sundown. Wouldn't matter, man. I could drink a whole pot right before I went to bed. Sleep through the night. I can't do that anymore. I'm 48, fixing to be 49, and yeah, everything's catching up with me. But so one thing I want to talk about. Oh, by the way, if you haven't watched the previous video, my mother made me that shawl out of Caron Simply Soft. I believe it was Rose Garden, or it was something garden anyway, but I believe it was Rose Garden because it's pink and green. It's pink for the roses. I got this yarn from Angie Bell. I won it in a giveaway, and when she put it in there, I think her cologne got on it. It smells really good. Shout out to Angie Bell. Yeah, I won this in her giveaway. She got it. You could see the price was $6.99, and she got it for $1.74. Pretty good clearance. Made with U.S. fibers. Woo-hoo. It's Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton Solids. I have to read it backwards, so slower. But anyway, it's the color of tangerine, which I think it's more like a pumpkin spice. But okay, so I was thinking to make the next hat. I got to get a contrasting one because we're gonna do it. Pole wise. Okay. Oh, that one's kind of small. I don't want to use that yarn. Well, I mean, I do want to use the yarn, but not for what I'm doing. I want to get a different color. Get a different color out. That one I picked out was ice cream cotton blend. And I just don't want to... I can make dishcloths out of that, I think. I would like to do that more with that yarn. Okay, red. It's not really red. It's, sorry, guys. It is, cranberry, I think. It's Heartland. Oh no, it's called Redwood. You can't tell this, but it's got like a little bit darker in spots. Kind of like a heathered... If you've ever seen a gray heathered shirt, it's like a little bit darker in some spots. It's not real, well, it's not solid, so it makes it like a jewel tone, and it's just, I don't like red, but I like this. It's gorgeous. There's nothing wrong with red. I don't like solid red things. Probably because in our culture, red means stop or warning or, But this is kind of a cozy, heathery red. And it's called Redwood. And it's just a ruby slippers kind of feel to me. And it's Heartland, Lion Brand Heartland. You can't see it because its thing is off because I wrapped this yarn around it. But you get yarn barfs, and then you undo the yarn barfs, and then you get this thing. Okay, so do your voting. Pumpkin spice or Heartland Redwood. It's not really pumpkin spice. It's called tangerine. Tangerine or Heartland Redwood for my next hat. We'll be working on hat number 13. Ooh, spooky. Perfect colors, by the way. I did not plan that. So yeah, put it down in the chat below. And we'll see. Although, try to get your votes in soon so that I don't have to wait too long. But yeah. So these will be the next hats, you guys. But which one first? Alright, we'll quit waving yarn in your face. Okay, so I showed you where I ended up with my grandma's shawl the last time, but here's a kind of a look at it. It's going to be really long because it's twice this length. It's a rectangular wraparound shawl, and I'm going to try and get it to where you can actually watch me. You can actually watch me crochet. Oh, and you see my coffee mug. Woo-woo. All right. Oh, and this is in Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Parisian Macaroon, and it's just gorgeous. And I told you guys before, that's my grandma's favorite color, so she's gonna like this for sure. And I hope my Aunt Becky didn't tell her already, but she might know. But it's okay if she knows, because she won't have seen it and see how pretty it is yet, so it's still be a surprise. And it'll be really a surprise because it was after her birthday. Bad granddaughter. But, yeah, I gotta get this done along with the hats. It's very important to get the hats finished by Thanksgiving so the people can have them for Christmas or just winter time in general. I feel like passing them out at Thanksgiving would be a good time, and giving back. It's good any time of the year, but especially around Thanksgiving. I mean, that's what I take the whole holiday to mean. As stop and give thanks for our blessings, what we've got. And since we have things to give, we should to people that don't have, so that's good. And it's best to do it in quiet, but it motivates me to talk about it with you guys. It gets me in my rear and gear, and if you'll excuse the expression, and keeps me motivated. Keeps me motivated. Oh my gosh, you guys, I swear there's only coffee and creamer in that cup. It keeps me motivated to get it done. Yeah, I'm a crunch kind of gal whenever it comes to deadlines. I do like to get things done ahead of time. I like to get places early, all that kind of stuff. But for some reason, when it's a project or something I have to do, like when I was in school, it was book reports, but for some reason, those last couple of days when it should be impossible for you to get something done, that's when I do my best work. I just, and I kill myself every time. So it's like, I did it this time too. I could have started those hats, and I talked about those hats since last January to my family. I didn't have a channel last January, but I definitely talked about it at the beginning of my channel, and anyway, I decided it's time to quit talking, put my money where my mouth is, and get it done. So anyway, are y'all procrastinators, or do you get things done way ahead of schedule? Are you in the middle of the road? You give yourself exactly the allotted amount of time it'll take? I'm curious. So along with your choice of color for the hat, leave a comment about are you a planner, a procrastinator, or a middle of the roader? Tell me a little bit about you, where you're from. I definitely love to know that. You don't have to tell me what town and your address and all that other stuff. Not necessary, but you know, what corner of the world are you from? Because that's really interesting to me. Are you a crocheter or a knitter? Are you just a watcher? You know, I watch cooking channels, but I'm not a chef by any means. My family can attest to that. Incidentally, I'm making cabbage soup for dinner, and I do instead of cutting up the cabbage because it's hard for my hands. I don't know if you can tell, but I have rheumatoid arthritis, and my hands go sideways, and they're kind of wobbly. But and it hurts to grab onto knives and stuff like that, the handles, and cut things. It's not comfortable. So anyway, I get coleslaw, just the vegetables, not the sauce in it. It's just shredded cabbage and carrots. And then in a big pan, like a pan you'd use to make your chili in, this is what I do. I pour in either tomato or vegetable juice. I kind of like vegetable juice better because it has lots of different vegetable in it, so you're getting a lot of vitamins. Low sodium is the best, but you know, if you don't have a sodium issue, it doesn't matter. But either one jar of tomato juice or 1 jar of vegetable juice. I put one of those in. And to give it that cooked all day broth taste, I add a, now you don't have to add this, especially if you're vegan, you wouldn't, but I add chicken broth. And so one, that they come in the boxes, but you could use vegetable broth if you're vegan. It tastes just as good. It's got lots of vitamins in it. I use either or, depending on what's on sale. So far we're at 1 jar of tomato juice or vegetable juice, 1 jar of chicken broth or vegetable broth, and that's your liquid for the soup. And then you add in the bag of shredded cabbage and carrots. Oh shoot, I went to the wrong stitch. And then I add a bag, even though there's carrots in the coleslaw mix, I add a bag of baby carrots. You don't have to cut those because they're already small. And they're going to get soft in the soup because you're going to cook it, well, preferably on low for a couple of hours, you know. But if you had to do it fast because it has the broth and the tomato juices and stuff, you could just cook it till all the vegetables were soft. But anyway, and then I add after the shredded cabbage and the baby carrots, I add a bag of baby potatoes. Like you can get the gold ones, or I really like the ones with the purple mixed in, because anything purple has a higher nutritional value. Well, it's not just purple; it's just colors. You want to get a lot of colors in your vegetables. You want to get a lot of nutrition and vitamins, and the colors is where it's at. So I like the Peruvian purple potatoes mixed in, and they have those on sale a lot of times for $2.99 at our store. So it's not like I'm being bougie with my soup. It's cheap, and especially if they have a sale, you can't you can have potatoes for quite a long time before they go bad, but not a super long time. So you don't just want to go crazy with the potatoes, but get enough that you know you'll use them. Well, anyway, I cut those in half because even though they're small, it still takes them a little bit longer to cook than the rest of the vegetables. So I cut those in half. So that I do have to cut those, but they're very soft. And let's see, we did the carrots, potatoes, the cabbage. Oh, now you can dice up. I love Vidalia onions because they're sweet onions, and I'm kind of intolerant to the stronger onions. Yeah, I don't keep those down. But anyway, you could do a Vidalia onion, or if you have dehydrated onions, if you don't want to chop up an onion, if you have hand problems, a lot of times we get them 10 for 10 all the time, bottles of dehydrated onions, and you just sprinkle as many as you want in there. I like a lot. I'm an onion fan, not the strong onions, but dehydrated onions don't make me sick, and Vidalia onions, I'm a fan of those. And so just sprinkle in as much or as little, just to your taste. If your family likes a lot of onion, you can put garlic powder in there, just to your taste. You don't have to put salt because of the next ingredient. Now you don't have to. You could just use all vegetables and have you a nice vegetable soup right there. I mean, if you use vegetable broth instead of chicken broth, you're set. I mean, you got you a nice vegetable soup there. You could add some noodles or whatever. But I like smoked sausage, so I add either one coil or two, depending on how big of a amount you're going to make for how many people. You could get away with one coil they come in a rope, of smoked sausage. And you just slice them on the bias, cut them where they're kind of sideways when you cut them, and throw them in the pot. And you just let it stew, basically, for a couple of hours. You could start at lunchtime, and it would be done before dinner. Or you could do it faster. Like, you could cook this, and I'm going to say it would take maybe an hour and a half to make sure all the vegetables were soft. But if you want because they'll still be, the cabbage will still have a little bit of a bite to it if you cook it like that. But if you cook it like you start it in the middle of the day and you just keep an eye on it and you keep stirring it, oh my gosh. So you don't have to add any salt. The smoked sausage has its, or Polish sausage, you could even use that. It has its own flavorings, and then you've added broth, and you've added tomatoes and carrots, and they all give a flavor. Onions, it all gives a flavor to it, so you don't have to add any salt. There's plenty probably in the smoked sausage. And so I try and look for low sodium broth and low sodium tomato because of the smoked sausage. Oh, I'm supposed to be crocheting, sorry guys. But anyway, I got off on that subject because I watch baking shows, but I don't bake. So some of y'all are just watchers, so that would be interesting. The things that you like to watch, you could just say what you like to watch, where you're from, do a getting to know you comment. Any questions you would like to know of me? Now, I'm going to keep personal information to myself, so if you ask a question that I don't feel like I should answer, then I just won't. But it's okay. I still appreciate you, and will try to answer all the questions that I can that aren't just too personal to me. So ask some questions. What would you like to know? But anyway, my guys, I don't know if I told you in this video or not. I'm making a couple videos today. So my guys are at a theme park, and they're riding rides. So I thought I'd take today to do this because they'll be there till it closes. And it's the very last day. I mean, it's not the very last day, but it's the very last day they can go. And they had a whole year's pass, so they're trying to get their full season's worth, you know. And it paid for itself. They've went so many times. If you go to a theme park, you're not going to get away with spending under $50 for a one-time visit. So theirs was, I think they got the gold pass. It was like $89 or something. And they went all summer long, and they got free sodas. They got cups. You have to take the cups with you, which is a little annoying. But if you had a belt buckle or a purse strap, you could strap the cup to you, and then you wouldn't have to just hold on to it, you know. But you take the cup around the park, and you get free soda all day long. So then you just have to worry about getting something for lunch, which they tend to eat before they leave a good amount, and then I usually have dinner done for them when they get home, hence the pot of soup I was talking about. But yeah, I like to watch the British Baking Championship on Netflix. I really like to see what they bake, and I really like all the characters that are the judges and stuff, and Noel Fielding, I think he's so funny. So I like to watch them interact with the bakers, and then I really root on for the bakers. And this year, the bakers they got, there's not a rude one in the bunch. I mean, they don't usually have really rude people, but you can tell some of them that are just more special than the other ones. But in this one, the last episode, I'll try not to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't watched it yet. The new episodes come out every Friday, so I just watched the latest one. And this one girl was a little behind, and she needed to get the end stuff on her cake, and just 3 or 4 of the other ones, just the ones that weren't still trying to get their product up for the judges, just come over and helped her do it. And they're all competitors, you guys, so I just think that's awesome. I think, like within the crafting community, we're not competitors. We're all fellow fiber enthusiasts and friends, for the most part. There are some out there that just choose not to be, and that's okay. That's their choice. But I really like how our community just kind of embraces newcomers and checks on people that's been around for a while, make sure they're still doing okay, you know, stuff like that. You know, our community is very, very special to me. So when I saw that on the baking championship, I'm like, that's how it should be. You know, there's no room for hate in this world. It all needs to be driven out. But anyway, I am crocheting while I have my sleeping doggo on the floor. I won't say her name because she'll raise her head up and move, and she looks very comfy. And I got you guys to talk to. I plan on doing a live at some point, but I want to have a bunch of things to show because I don't feel like I could be answering questions and crocheting at the same time. Um, I don't have that kind of ability. It's not one of my abilities. I can multitask, but I can't hardly crochet and talk. I mean, you guys could tell it's hard for me to do that. But I wanted to get this shawl done for my grandma, and I wanted to do another video for you guys. And this one will probably be up tomorrow on Sunday, because of the algorithm of YouTube. If you put up too many videos in one day, people don't get notifications. And but yeah, I would like to do a live and answer, some of your questions, and just interact with you guys. I've not done one before, and I need the practice. You really should use all the tools that you're capable of using in your YouTube. If you're going to do something, you should do it to its fullest extent if you can. I mean, I may not be good at lives, but at least if I practice, if I get on there and do one with you guys and practice, I may only have 3 people show up, but it'll be a decent conversation. I'm just so excited about all the things that are going on with my channel. Oh, so the 2 winners, they contacted me from the giveaway, and Crafting Kitty got one to give a $25 gift card to, and I got the other one. And they've emailed me, and they've been contacted, and so it all was successful. It's so great. So much so that I'm going to do another one, and it's going to be, I think I'm going to give this one like a week to rest, and the next week or the week after, I will do the next one. And I've already got ideas about how I'm going to do it, and I'll share it with you more. I'm probably on the video itself, but I don't want to give anything away. But, I found out that, I started a Ravelry account, but I didn't see anywhere where you could get gift cards so people could get the patterns or anything like that. So I looked on Etsy. Etsy does have gift cards, and if you were getting digital download patterns, you wouldn't have to pay shipping. So I think for my friends, I don't want to say foreign friends, my friends from other countries, my fellow fiber enthusiasts from other countries, lend me your ear. I think that I'll do Etsy gift cards for if the winners ever are from another country. And that way, if you wanted to buy something, like somebody made something and you wanted to put it toward that, you could, and you pay the shipping from wherever they're from. But you could freely, it would be free for you, but you could just get some digital patterns. A lot of people like patterns. I'm not a pattern person, but you could get $25 worth of, I think that's quite a few patterns, depending on how much the person sells their patterns for. But yeah, so I think in the future that's what we're going to do, because it just makes more sense to me than having to pay shipping and having to find the, I'm going to take a coffee drink break before I start the next row. So I'm having to find their Amazon, and and then even then I don't know what the shipping costs are from their Amazon. I don't want to give somebody a gift that just causes them grief to use, and you have to pay most of it for. I mean, some people may look at it as free shipping because you could use the gift card for the shipping, but that's not a gift to me. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I hope you guys have grabbed a drink and have grabbed your crochet hook. Oh, somebody asked me about these. I will explain it to you. Hold on. Okay, so these are, I don't know where my paper went. These are boy hooks. Just the metal part. The whole hook is inside here. But they're boy. BOYE. I believe I got a whole pack on Amazon. It was only a couple dollars. This one's a 5.25. I forget what that is. Oh, it's an I9. I/9. I made sure I left part of it so I could see the letter part. And then it's very crudely done, but I stamped in and this one's 5.25. I stamped it in with just a needle. This is Fimo clay. You can look and see how to do these things. There's plenty of tutorials. I don't have to do one. I may down the road just show you what I did. Mine's a little different than some people's. I made a flat. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. I just made a flat area to grab. Since I'm a pencil, it gave me enough grip, and I'm not a pencil, you guys. For those of y'all that don't know, there's two different ways that I know of to hold a crochet hook. One is like a pencil, where you crochet like this, which is natural for me. And then other way is called knife, and I don't really know. I think it's like this. But ask somebody who does it the knife method, because I'm not an expert on that. But so I just did the handle where the hook would be, where I would be doing the thing, and then I could grab it with my thumb and forefinger just like you would a pencil. And I made it tie-dye. There is a bunch of videos out there on how to do the tie-dye effect. And these, well, I like oranges and sunset colors and fall and all that stuff, rust. So anyway, I did this colors for me, and for my mom, I got two sets of hooks, and I did hers in purple and blue tie-dye, because she likes purple, and of course the blue makes a good contrast to the purple. And I did her a set, and then on hers, one of mine is completely sealed. I used the UV resin seal for it. I painted over it. It's somewhere in a project bag, but yeah, that's I made me just the bigger, because I used the bigger ones. I left the little ones alone. I made handles, and I plan on doing it again because there were mistakes made on this set, and I've seen other people do better ones, and there's better ideas, so I'd like to. It was fun. You bake them in the oven. They tell you how long to do it. There's plenty of tutorials on how long. And then you can seal them if you want with UV light sealant. You have them for a very long time, unless you're banging them around. These suckers aren't going anywhere. They might. You might could knock somebody out with them. It's a little bit, it's not a lot, but it's weighted enough that it's good for me. But I just really, really loved doing it. It was so fun. I could sit there and do it all the time. It's just not my hobby. I like to crochet. So I'm going to take one more drink and then I'm going to get on with it. But that explains, I believe Jenny asked me, she can correct me if I'm wrong, asked me to talk about my hooks. So yeah, this is the only one I have near me right now, but I did them all in that color. It's my favorite color. Excuse me. And you can do, I'm sorry, I don't normally use my shirt as a napkin, but had to get that off my mouth. You can do, whatever colors you want, but it's super simple, easy. It's fun. You can do it in one day, less than a day project. One thing is when you take these out of the oven, they'll have a frosted look a little bit. You can't see it, but if you had a regular one and you held it up against this one from the same set, one baked and one not, you would see it's like a like metallic paint almost, where it's a little bit speckled. It's hard to explain unless you see it, but that's okay. It doesn't hurt them. They're fine. They have no rough edges. They do fine in the oven. So yeah, I made 2 sets, and I'll probably get a couple more sets of hooks. I also like Susan Bates hooks, so I'll either get Boy or Susan Bates and then do another set. Knowing what I know now, I can perfect the process. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just you do the best of your ability. Even if they were lumpy bumpy, it would be unique and to yourself. Just make something that is comfortable for you, because you're the one that's going to be using it. And you can make them for gifts. I've seen ladies who make them for profit. They do amazing jobs with them. You have to get on there and watch a few videos. You'll see for yourself, but it's really fun as just a craft. And also just, it would be a spectacular present if you know somebody who is also a fiber enthusiast and they like to crochet. Then you can make a set for them. Sorry, my mom is texting me about something from another video. She watches every single one of my videos, and I don't think she realizes she will after she watches this. But yeah, so that's why the pauses, I stopped and read the message going across the top of the screen. Full disclosure, I'm a squirrel brain. I cannot not answer my phone. It kills me. I'm getting better because, there's scammer numbers and your phone will tell you, But that whole time I'm just sitting there biting the inside of my cheek. I just have to answer the phone. I don't know. I guess it's politeness, the way we were raised, but we were raised to be polite, and it's inbred in me, not inbred, ingrained, sorry. But anyway, yeah, she helps me, she keeps me straight on, she remembers better than I do what yarns we were using and stuff, so I use her as a reference. Oh. But anyway. Normally I say I'm making a video. I didn't say it this time. But it's really cool having a mom that's also your best friend. They say parents can't be best friends with their children, and I say it depends on the children. There's some of them that you have to be more strict with. They need more guidance, I guess. But my mom, um, she had me when she was a lot younger, and we just, whenever we would go out, still to this day, they think we're sisters. Because my mom, she looks young for a very long time, and so people think that we're sisters. And I'm like, nope, she's my mom. And then there was this one people that thought we were partners. We was at a doctor's office, and I was like, I heard them talking to each other because me and my mom, we were sitting close together. I just always have leaned on my mom. um, I'll never not need my mom. I call her mama. Um, she's very special to me. And well, anyway, we were sitting close in the doctor's office. I wasn't feeling good, and there were whispers. I mean, this was before nowadays when people just are more accepting. But anyway, they were whispering about us across the room, and I, instead of getting mean with them, because they weren't being nice, like just inquiring about our orientation. They were snickering and making rude comments, and I don't let people disrespect my mama. And so I turned to my mom and I said, hey mom, do you have so and so? I can't remember the exact conversation, but I just made it plain that she was my mom. Now, if they would have said, how long have you guys been a couple? I would have said, oh, we're not a couple. This is my mom, but they weren't being nice about their comments. So anyway, I don't take hatred very well, but I did handle it in a way that would not have caused any problems or be rude myself, because that's not how you counteract bad with bad. You counteract bad with love. So that was a way to let them know they could quit making evil comments over in the corner without being a rude person myself. So anyway, yeah, me and my mom, my friends always liked my mom. Thought I had a cool mom, and I do. I have a very cool mom. And when we lived closer, we would go shopping together and stuff. She lives in Michigan, and I live in Indiana. I live at the bottom of Indiana, and Indiana is, well, if you don't know Indiana, it's tall from top to bottom instead of from side to side. It's skinnier from side to side, and it's like really long. It looks just like, I guess you'd say a sock. It's a sock shape. And my mom lives in West Michigan, near the lake. So when we go there, we go to the lake and take pictures. And on the giveaway winner announcement thumbnail, I put a picture of me and my husband standing in front of a big red lighthouse in Holland, Michigan. It's a famous lighthouse to people who like lighthouses. They all know, they all recognize it. My mom loves lighthouses. But anyway, I like going there. It's a great spot for pictures, and we always try to hit that area while we're up there. It's a little bit of a drive, but not bad. And like, to get to my mom's house, it's about 6 hours, depending on if you stop which sometimes, I mean, not so much in the later years because I have to stop and go to the bathroom, but um, in my younger years, I could drive right through. Um, but yeah, it's not too bad. You can get there in 6 hours. And so weekend trips, we would go up on a Friday as early as we could, and then come home on a Sunday as late as we could without hitting the dark hours. 'Cause I can't drive in the dark. As a matter of fact, the last time we went, I tried, which was very stupid, but my husband was tired, and I ran off of the road and into the beginning of a field where it was still solid. But still, I thought it was a parking lot. I mean, it looked like a parking lot. In the dark, I have trouble seeing. And, but I thought we're going straight, it'll be fine. But we needed to pull over to switch out again because I was getting tired. And I thought I was going into a parking lot. I ran into the edge of a field. Thank God I didn't break anything on the car. we were all fine. But that was the last time I'm ever going to drive at night. If it's emergency, we will call our emergency number. I don't want to say it because I don't want my phone to accidentally dial it. Not taking any chances. But yeah, that was super scary. So I don't want to drive at all. But my husband was getting tired and I switched out, but then it got dark. I switched out before it got dark. But then it's like, we're going to have to switch back. It's too dark. And it was definitely too dark because I ran into the edge of the field. But anyway, so no night driving for me. Well, I hope that you guys are enjoying the video. I know it's kind of doesn't have very many funny stories in it this time, but I'll probably end it here in a second. But some people just like to watch people crochet, and I'm trying to hit all the buttons for everybody, give a little bit of content that everybody likes, which ends up making people click out of my videos after 4 minutes. I have like an average, I check the analytics all the time, which is probably a bad idea because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and but that's an average. Some people watch them all the way through. I know because they'll comment on stuff at the very end of my video. But it said for the most part, people last about 4 minutes. But that's okay, I guess. If a billion people watched your channel for 4 minutes, you'd be, sitting pretty. So hopefully, if you don't like something in my video, you just fast forward it to a more interesting part. But yeah, I would like to make a good go of it, so I want to make sure I add things. I might even do that crochet hook clay, not exactly a tutorial, but do it while you guys are watching so you can see what I do. And then you can get you a video that says temperatures and stuff. I'll probably have that written down if I do the video. But yeah, I won't be showing you the inside of my oven, but I'll take it out and show you what it looks like after I've fired it. My oven's just not ready for that, you guys. It is very hard to do things when your hands don't work right. Although they work good enough. So yeah, my inside of my oven needs to be scrubbed. I'm sorry. Oh boy. I get goofy on caffeine and oxygen. There is no need in the world to take any drugs. Well, at least if you're me, anyway. Yep. Yep, Mama's still texting. She's a good mom. We talk to each other every day and FaceTime, you know, and like if I didn't get a hold of her, she'd be worried. If she didn't get a hold of me, I'd be worried. We keep track of one another. And now she's calling. Oh boy, she's gonna laugh when she watches this. Hold on. I'm gonna text her and let her know. She's gonna kill me. Let me see. I told her I'll call you after we're done. LOL. She's going to kill me. I'm a dead duck. Well, I guess I better leave it at that. I can finish this edge. Let me see. I do not want to hurt. Oh. Hi, you guys. Okay. I do not want to hurt my tablet by having it fall off. I had it set on something so that you could see I was crocheting. Yeah. I did tell her that I was making several videos today, but I usually tell her right before I film I'm going to be making a video just so that she knows not to call. But she had some information about my last video I made today, and she wanted to make sure she let me know, and which I really, really appreciate. So I read them as they were coming in. That's how I know what she was going to say. I don't have, I'm not a mind reader, although my son and my husband think I am. They, see, I got to the end. Well, we put 3 rows on it, guys. And it's turned out lovely. Yeah, my husband and my son, I'm really good. I've read so many books that I'm really good at guessing plots. Sometimes I'll just get a feeling after seeing a few minutes of a movie. I'll be like, that's the bad guy. And 98.9% of the time I'm right. But it comes from, it comes from reading tons and tons of murder mysteries and just books in general. People tend to get patterns of, just the way things go. And if you read a lot, then you can start to get plot lines and twists. And I forget the name of the movie, but I remember the actor, and he usually doesn't play the bad guy. If you've ever seen Shanghai Noon, or there were two of them, Shanghai Noon and I can't remember the name of the other movie, but the blonde hair guy that plays in it, well, he played in this creepy movie, and played a really nice sheriff guy, and just a few minutes into the movie, I'm like, he's the bad guy. My brother got so mad at me. So I quit telling them now when I watch it. I'm just sitting over there, I know who did it. But yeah, so my husband and my son, now my son is caught on, now he's 25 now, and he's caught on to the fact that I'm just really good at figuring things out, you know, I guess in plot lines and stuff. So it doesn't impress him as much anymore, but my husband still goes, it's really good, ladies, if you could get that down pat. Oh, man. I always tell him, but I give it like 5 minutes to enjoy it. And then I'd be like, well, you said this and you did this, so I put 2 and 2 together and knew you were going to do that, you know. I like reveal the magician's trick, which you're not supposed to do. And I could probably do some damage with that talent, but I don't. I tell him, but I like to enjoy it for just a little bit. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed it. We're almost an hour in, 56 minutes and 48 seconds. It's going to be a little bit longer before I say goodbye, but just, I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you've enjoyed this video when you watch it tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy tomorrow. But it's today for you guys. And I've really enjoyed it. I've made 2 vids. I might do a late night, because I still have a knitting thing that I have to do for my cousin. I might do a late night knit and show you the candy. Maybe even get a flashlight and make it spooky. I don't know. I won't promise it, because then it won't happen. But yeah, we're going to have a fun weekend. Birthday parties for 1-year-old birthday. Little Oliver's turning 1. My son's best friend, who is kind of like a nephew to me. But he's not. But he's adopted in. We've adopted him, not legally, but, so he's my son's best friend. They've been best friends in 2nd grade. And him and his wife, who was also a classmate of my son's, they got married and they had their first baby, and his name is Oliver, and he is just sunshine and love, and just I told them, if he ever comes up missing, you will know where to look. Because he's just a doll. He's just always smiling. It's just one of those kids that is always happy, you know, and I just can't wait. His birthday's Sunday, so we just got all kinds of things, and then free candy Monday. All kinds of fun things are going to happen, so I'm just very, very, very excited. So I really appreciate you guys, especially if you stayed this long. If you're brand new, oh my gosh, you're a rock star. You're brand new and you stayed this long. And if you're my loyal fellow fiber enthusiast friends, and you stayed this long, you are so good to me. I just appreciate all of you. I love you guys. We're at a full hour, and I am going to say